Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Is ZIIP Halo worth the price tag? Here's why I think it's a really smart buy and how to use it as a Botox alternative. Plus I'll share a few of my favorite ways to use it. I've reviewed ZIIP Halo before, so if this is your first time watching anything about ZIIP, definitely start there to learn all about this at-home facial microcurrent device that uses dual waveform technology, and then come back to this video which is focused on using it as a Botox alternative and non-surgical facelift rather than being a review or how-to video. I apologize if the video starts shaky. It's when I press record, the whole tripod jiggles. If you want to ask me questions live about this or anything else, check out my membership. Join for perks like early access to my public videos, exclusive members-only videos, members-only polls, shout-outs, and live streams. It's a place where you can connect with me and give me the content ideas you'd like to see on my next membership videos. When I found out about ZIIP about a year ago, I thought it sounded like a bit of a splurge. But once I started seeing the results, it's honestly been the best beauty product I've ever used for skin tightening at home. And the longest I've stayed consistent with something, because there's lots of beauty devices I start with, maybe do 12 weeks and then kind of fall off of using. And if you've watched any of my reviews, you'll know I'm not the hype girl. I always share the pros and cons, and not every product is right for everyone. But this is a game changer for wrinkles and lifting. I've been using my ZIIP consistently for a year, so let me show you my before and afters and why I've been using this as a Botox alternative. Because I use self-tanner, my skin tone is not exactly the same in all of them, and you can tell it's a year later because my PJs are so much more faded out. Anyway, what I noticed the most with it is my face just feels more volumized. I feel like the lines aren't as deep, and the biggest changes have been to my hooded eyelids. Yes, they're still hooded, it's not surgery, but they're definitely not as bad as they were. And I don't expect it to turn back the clock, but if it can pause the clock, that's worth paying for. I've been using this as a Botox alternative for a few reasons. One, Botox and Dysport really doesn't work on me. The results are very temporary and it's so expensive. Two, ZIIP is cheaper than just one session of Botox. And three, the results are long lasting if you are consistent with it versus Botox wearing off and constantly needing redoing. So even if you do have Botox, this is a really great way of prolonging results between sessions or even serving as an alternative at a fraction of the cost. The treatment plan for the Botox alternative is to alternate between instant gratification and the lift 5 to 6 days a week for at least 6 weeks. Now, the lift only takes 4 minutes, instant gratification 6 minutes. It's not a huge time commitment. And ZIIP claims 87% of users agree the product is effective in immediate lifting and firming and gives a 28% reduction in wrinkles in just 6 weeks, which is huge. Now, the results will last up to 72 hours, but you need to be consistent with it to see long-term results and to see those improvements over time. And I know I keep harping on about consistency, but it's the only way you're going to see real results. So there's two waveforms. The microcurrent will give you an instant lifting and sculpting effect by tightening and toning your muscles. And then the nanocurrent, which is unique to ZIIP, will give you long-lasting results by enhancing your skin's health and appearance, as this is the waveform that stimulates collagen production and skin cell regeneration. What I love about ZIIP, well, one of the many things, is it's really easy to customize how you use it to target your areas of concern. So let me show you both treatments and some of my favorite ways to use it. And I do always like to start by showing you how much movement I have. I don't have Botox, Dysport, or anything else. They are some good old wrinkles in there that we are really working on. I like to work on my forehead. That's an area of concern for me, and my crow's feet, which do come down quite low. I feel like my lips aren't too bad. I don't have very deep 11s. So what's beautiful about the ZIIP Halo is you can really concentrate on your areas of concern. Don't neglect the whole face and neck. Definitely treat that as well. But you can go in and do really targeted treatments like the lift, like the jowls. So it's really, really easy to create a custom treatment with this. If you want to follow the Botox alternative treatment plan, I recommend giving it at least 6 weeks to see results. You can either keep going with the plan after that or switch to one of the other ones, whether that's the 30-day plan, the glass skin. There's so many different plans on there, so find one that works for you or keep playing around with lots of them. So if you want to do the Botox alternative plan, you're going to alternate between the lift and instant gratification. And I would do that 5 or 6 days a week. So I have my little case here that it came in. If you want this, it comes with the whole gift set, and I'm going to use the ZIIP Golden Gel for the Botox alternative treatment because this is really their best anti-aging serum. The Crystal Gel is amazing for glowing skin. This is really good if you're looking for that kind of collagen production, and anti-aging benefit. So I use about 6 to 8 pumps of this. I use a ton of it to get really good coverage. I'm making sure I cover the entire neck that I'm going to treat, the eyelids, everywhere that the globes are going to come in contact with. Then wash your sticky hands, because like I said before, the gels are quite sticky. They're definitely not gels you leave on. You can always leave it on for say 16 minutes and then do the treatment for the last 4 minutes, or the other way around, so that you get to use it as a 20-minute face mask as well. You're gonna press it on. For the lift, you don't even need to use the ZIIP app. You're just going to turn it on, because the 4-minute treatment, the lift, is the automatic treatment it's programmed with. So you don't even need to faff around with the app for this. If it's your first time doing the lift treatment or using your ZIIP Halo, I would definitely suggest going into the app and following Melanie as she does this, because she demonstrates how to use it. After you've done it a few times, you'll kind of get into a kind of, not a routine, but yeah, a routine of which way you want to use it, what works best for you. So I have areas I like to target more, and I really like she does, to pick up that eyebrow right there to try and get a lift. Now, because this is designed, like we said, to be a Botox alternative, I am going to spend quite a lot of time on the forehead and around the eyes, because that is where I would have Botox. I wouldn't have it done in my chin. You don't want to get too close to your eyes. I'm going literally along the top of my cheekbone, using decent pressure, and I'm getting in the crow's feet there as well, because when I used to have Botox, that is where I would have it done. Just to show you, I do not have Botox. Let me give you some good movement there so you can actually see what is going on. So I have had Botox in the past. When I was like 28 to about 32, I lived in LA and was very, very consistent with my Botox. Loved it. Got great results from it. I'm just going to slip this back a bit further so I can get a little bit further up. Had great results for it. And then it literally just stopped working for me. And I tried Dysport. I tried everything going. Is it Zoom in the other one? Nothing worked. I had tried it again last year. It did kick in for a bit, but the results just didn't last. And the other thing I felt like was I couldn't do really good beauty reviews for you. It was very hard to show you what products worked, what didn't. That's the beeps change sides, because your face is already frozen. So you couldn't really see what results you were getting out of anything versus it being the Botox. Whereas now I don't have it, you can see exactly what everything is doing. Now, don't think of this as just a Botox alternative. If you do have Botox, obviously wait a couple of weeks for it to settle in so you're not disturbing anything, but you can also use it to prolong the results of your Botox, or so ZIIP told me. And I like to bounce along the top of the eyebrow there just to pick it up. I kind of want to do the treatment twice because I was talking so much. I kind of feel like I didn't give my forehead as much time as I said I was going to. And there's no real right or wrong on the forehead. There's no real areas you want to avoid. You just don't want to go down onto your lower lid. The upper lid along the brow bone is fine, but I like to do upward motions. You never want to push down with this. You always want to be going upwards. So if I come around, even if you want to keep contact, take the pressure off and then put the pressure back on. I hope that makes sense. And I'm going to go back and do a couple more strokes on the other side, because this is my more hooded eyelid. So I like to give this side a bit more attention and then go across that top muscle so the whole kind of forehead gets lifted up. Now, don't get me wrong, you are still going to have facial movement. It is not going to freeze your face. What this is going to do is help lift, tone the muscles, and help to plump out the skin. So when you're relaxed, those fine lines don't look as deep because the skin looks more volumized. Okay, that is it. That's your 4-minute treatment. So super quick and easy to do the lift. And then the next day you would follow with instant gratification. Because I've been using the ZIIP Halo for a year now, I'm not expecting to see dramatic results. This for me now is more maintenance. You can't always, I don't think, keep improving. It's not going to turn back time permanently, but I feel like it might, if I can help kind of freeze time a little bit, slow down aging, that's kind of more realistic expectations I have for this. Now, it does say a 28% reduction in wrinkles after 6 weeks. In the beginning, I definitely saw that, but like I said, I'm a year in. So for me now, it's just more maintenance. And I really like to play around with the treatment plans on there. So I definitely recommend recommend starting with their 30-day plan, just so you can see the results you get and so you get into the habit of using it. Then I would say definitely play around with it, see what works for you. I just did the glass skin plan just before the holidays, so my skin looked good for the holidays. It helped to even out the skin tone, get rid of any blemishes, and obviously lift and tighten. There's a ton of different plans on there, as well as full face and targeted treatments. I tend to do the eye lift quite a lot because my hooded eyes are my problem area. So definitely play around with the ZIIP to make it your own. The other treatment you'll do on the alternate days to the lift is the instant gratification treatment. And even if you wanted to, there is nothing wrong with doing both treatments back to back if you want to do it before a night out, or if you feel like you want an extra lift that day. I tend to do them quite often back to back rather than alternate days, but it really just depends what you have time for. But you really don't want to miss too many days. At least try and do the treatments on alternate days at least 5 to 6 days of the week. For the instant gratification treatment, you are going to have to go into the app though. That's where you'll find this. So I have done the instant gratification on this side of my face and not the other. So this is supposed to give immediate lifting. So can you see how it really helps to sculpt the jawline? You can get into your cheeks there. And I tried to pick up this eyelid as well, because this one's more hooded than the other. So what's really lovely about this treatment, it's a 6-minute treatment. You can really use it wherever you want to see the most results. So a couple of my favorite strokes are, you want to avoid the middle of your throat area here, is to go along there and then come and pick up the eyelid and go all the way up. That's one of my favorites. The other one is to tilt into this, so I can kind of really try and use gravity as well as the device, and I'll often do that all the way up as well. When you're working on the upper face here, if you really want just an overall lift, this is a great area and muscle to work on, just across the top of the forehead there. And then pretty much anything else you want to do. So I like to get in these nasolabial folds as well to try and iron those out a bit. If you want some volume in your lips, you can always come up under here, hold it for a couple of vibrations there, do a couple of passes, because that will help with the chin and the lips. So you can come under the chin, but keep it very high, don't start coming down. So if you want to really help with that part of your face, you can totally do that, either kind of rocking back and forth like this, back and forth like this, or sweeping out. So there is so much you can do with this. And then if you really want to get into the cheekbones, you can also turn it and push those globes at kind of almost an upward angle to really kind of get in that, I love that really sculpted look. If you really want to work on your crow's feet, there's a few ways you can do it. So you can do one pass, which would go along here, where you catch the lower crow's feet. One pass where you go along the side, where you get the crow's feet that are coming out this way. And then one where you go, if you have hooded eyelids, go up that way. So you really lift, you see I'm lifting the tail. So you can kind of really help to hit all angles of that for the most effective treatment, because that's my worst area. So I do tend to spend a lot of time in there. And if you don't have a symmetrical face, which most of us don't, I tend to go back onto this side, maybe for like the last 20 seconds. And I will go back and do this eyelid, because this side is more hooded than that side, just to really try and help to even everything out. And I do put this even where I'm not treating, because it's still going to work as a face and neck mask, even if you're not using this on it, because it has very active ingredients in it. That is it, done. That's the instant gratification. And I really, really like it for getting that instant results. Obviously, the more you use it, you're going to see the best results. But I just feel like the instant gratification is better than the lift for those instant results, and it only takes 2 minutes longer. For the best results, you really want to give this Botox alternative protocol, alternating between the lift and instant gratification, a good 6 weeks to really see results. Definitely take before and after pictures, even videos. It's a great way of tracking your progress from day 1 to the end of week 6, because it's very hard to see small differences on a day-to-day basis when we're always looking in the mirror. It's much easier to see it after 6 weeks. Now, people like to say it's just different lighting when I show my before and afters. I always use the same ring light, and I always take my pictures in the morning. So I can't change more than that. Might be a sunnier day, a less sunny day. I might have more or less self-tanners, but I am as consistent as I possibly can be for really trying to get you the most accurate before and after pictures. Because I don't want you to waste your money on things you're not going to love, because that's a bad reflection on me. If you watch a lot of my reviews, I'm definitely not the hype girl. I am very, very real with things. I've had people say before on review hauls, well, that was a interesting review haul, you didn't like a single thing. Like, if I don't like it, I will tell you, or I won't post about it. I am always posting about ZIIP Halo because it's made the biggest change out of anything I've tried in my skincare routine. After 6 weeks, you can either maintain results by keeping up with this protocol or play around with any of the other treatment plans in the ZIIP app, like the glass skin or lymphatic drainage, or just pick a treatment from day to day based on what you want to achieve. I've linked the ZIIP Halo and some of my favorite gels below, like the crystal and the golden gel, as well as my discount code. Thanks so much for watching, and if you like this video, don't forget to give it a quick thumbs up and subscribe.